This is the future. Evolution.
The Crossing Realms Conference launches September 19th and 20th and will dock in Richmond, Missouri. This is already being called the event of the year, folks. With an unprecedented list of speakers and special guests, 2 days of cryptids, UFOs, and paranormal presentations, along with a celebrity-filled ghost hunt, meet and greet, gallery reading, vendors, and a film screening. This promises to be both educational and fun. Go to eventbrite.com to secure your tickets and vendor slots before they are all abducted. They're going fast.
Yes, the tickets are going fast. Go to eventbrite.com. Hailed as the event of the year. That's our conference, September 19th and 20th. And you know, the hotel, one of the main hotels we're all staying that's already booked, you guys. So yeah, exciting times coming up in September. We have an exciting show for you. Thank you to Keith. 5 new pirates. Arr, mateys. You too can become a BMR pirate. Just hit that good old join button. And you get a picture of me with a bandana in the chat room. Yeah, that's what you get. How about that? Have a cool show for you tonight. I've got finally got Monica back from a hiatus. We've got always the lovely Krista. A special co-host, Donnie Cho, joins us. Brandi is probably going to join us. She said she's running late, so I'm sure she'll turn up. Come on in when she gets ready or whatever. If it's your first time here, please subscribe to Bigfootmichiganrob on YouTube, The Blondes and the Booze, Paranormal Podcasts on YouTube, Texas Front Porch, Monica Rollins, Our Paranormal World, Paranormal Paul, and of course, Donnie Cho. Donnie Cho says stuff, and I must say, if you want to get grossed out later, go visit tonight's episode that we just finished. Make sure that you have a healthy meal prior to viewing it. Yeah, hopefully you have a strong constitution. Donnie Cho says stuff. Fantastic, funny show. With that being said, oh, yes, first timers, blah, blah, blah. Super chats open as well. Help support what we do around here. I would appreciate that. My books found on YouTube. Well, they're not found on YouTube. They're found on Amazon. Type Bigfoot Michigan Rob into your Amazon browser. If you've bought it, please leave a review. It does help promote book sales. It's all analytics these days. Also, hit the like button, everybody, for this show and help spread the love. With that being said, the lovely Krista, what's happening?
I have a house full of teenage kids.
Fantastic on a Saturday night.
I do. I think there's like 6. How many of them are here? 7.
Fantastic.
7 girls.
I wish I was over. Oh, they're all girls? Yeah, I could entertain them. Come some stories, Young girls dig Uncle Rob stories.
Right. They've been pretty good though, I gotta say, because I did Donnie's show and they didn't get loud or they've been watching Scary Movie in there. So yeah, they're being pretty good.
Yeah, well, they probably had the earplugs in.
Maybe. I don't know. Ava told me that they're watching Scary Movies. So
all right, very good.
If you hear screaming, then you know why.
Absolutely. And of course, another good buddy of mine. Hello, Monica.
Hello, Rob.
Fantastic to see you once again.
I know. It's like do you remember what I look like?
Oh, I do.
Wow.
I do. In fact, it's funny because I talked to you about this the other day. You sent out some posts, on the Facebook.
Yeah.
So I go click on it, and it's like Monica's life story and photos. I'm like, I'm sure she didn't want to share this out. I mean, it's nothing wrong. I mean, you can go find it on Monica's page. And yeah, I said,
yeah, but I don't know what you saw because nobody else saw it. I can't get it to replicate the way you're.
Well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe it was just I just seen, you know,
Listen, Rob, if you're just stalking me on Facebook, you can just
yeah, that's it. I'm just stuck. I needed my Monica fill since you were gone. Yeah, that's what I did.
How many weeks were you gone, Monica? You were gone quite a few. Two. Just
Yeah,
two?
I think she missed
like you're wondering.
three shows of this.
I missed 3 shows because I
Okay.
had like Lyle's girlfriend had a birthday party, so I went to that one weekend and then my vacation. So it was
Yeah.
three of
Yeah.
Rob's shows that I missed.
I knew it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a
And then I'm
minute.
going to miss next weekend too because we're going to be down in San Antonio.
Oh, I've got to revamp the show for next week because all you cats are going to be gone.
Yeah. Me and Monica are going to be hanging out next week.
I know.
Yeah, that'll be
It's gonna be a fun
exciting.
one.
Yeah,
And with Miss Brandi too. Brandi will be there with us.
yeah, you know,
So be looking for trouble.
looking for trouble. Well, I'm going to bring up Donnie since he did get on before the lovely Brandi. Oh, Brandy's already pulled herself up. Hi, Brandi.
Hey guys.
She pulls herself up. That's all.
Yeah.
Brandy exercised her powers.
She exercised her powers.
She's got channel powers.
Right. I'll just do it myself. I'll just do it myself. And I was kind of late. And it's kind of funny because I'm trying to get ready for the show. And my dog decides, hey, I want to go outside right now. I'm like, okay. So I go to let him out. And then as soon as I let him out, he turns around, starts, he knocks on the door to come back in. He's a really strange dog. So he starts knocking on the door. And I'm like, wait a minute. You got to go out. Hold up. And then he kept standing at the door. I'm like, all right, fine. So I had to put my shoes on, get the flashlight out, go outside with him. There was something out there that was, just bothering him. So he just didn't want to be out there. So I go out there and he goes out and he's doing his business. And I'm looking around. There's a big old possum out there. And I'm like, yeah, you would have got your butt kicked. That's the problem. So you went and got your mom. So that's why I was late.
Funny. And what people don't know is Brandi has a wiener dog. So it's a little dog.
Yeah.
Bigger than your dog.
Right. So he's like, yeah, I'll just go get my mom. I'm not doing this.
I was unaware that Brandi had a wiener dog. Does he or she like mess around at your ankles?
Well, yeah, I mean, not so much. He's like tubby. He's just really stocky. This one. Now, his brother that just passed away was kind of like he was the skinny, one. He was the one that would chase the snakes and the other animals. He just thought he was just the man, when he was about this big. And so, but this one here, he's Mr. Stocky, but he's a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess wiener dog would be the inappropriate verbiage is more of a ballpark frank. It plumps. Not necessarily when you cook them. Because, we're not going that direction. We just did that with Donnie.
Yeah, we did.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Donnie.
Was my show really that gross today, Rob? Was it really that gross?
Well, there's something on
What?
that.
It was so normal. Those were such normal stories for me. What are you guys talking about?
Stories for you were normal, but the one
that was simple stuff.
Really kind of.
Yeah, that chopped up octopus. That quit me then.
Well, the baby bird.
I thought I thought the black pig story might have been a bit much, in hindsight. That story might have been a bit much. I mean, it's a true story. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, can these people handle it? I don't know if they can.
I really thought Paul was going to lose it, and
Paul
over from being sick.
Paul literally was sick to begin with, and he turned really pale.
I damaged Paul tonight. I'm sorry.
Paul. So yeah, for the new people coming on in, please subscribe to our channels across the board. And this show, okay, like I do 4 shows now. I do Tuesday night with Krista, which is totally guest driven. Mm-hmm. And then Thursday afternoon it's me and Tex, and sometimes we have guests, and sometimes Tex and I just chew the fat, as he would say. And sometimes Brent Thomas moonlights with us. And then my new show that I've been doing for 2 months is all cryptid stories and paranormal stories that I give you guys, which is, you guys seem to like that. And now when Saturday rolls around, it's called, Into the Bizarre. We do talk about some bizarre stuff, but it's a little different take. It's it's kind of Saturday. We don't like to be as serious as the other shows. So we just kind of, we've done shows about food. We've done shows about everything, but we always mix in some creepy stuff. And I'll give that to you today as well. And actually, girls and Donnie, we do the bizarre news, which will start here in a few minutes. And then, how I've been doing these, you guys know that I have a lot of stories that are maybe 15, 20 minutes long. So I've been doing those now on Friday because I really didn't want to do it on this show because I want to make this more of a variety show. So I've got all these emails that never made it into the book or I've never done because they're just too short. But I figured what to do with these. So, and I've saved them all. So I figured it'd be a good little segment for this show because there's maybe a 5 or 6 minute encounter that we can also, talk about. So so I decided kind of to do that and talk about other things. And of course, I always implore the fabulous women to come up with anything they want to talk about and experience. So, it's all group participation. So for you people that are new, that's kind of how we roll. Every show, we all try to be different, and we all are on every day of the week. Krista and Brandi, they're like 5 shows a week that they're on.
Between the two of us, there's 11.
Monica's got her one show on Thursday night at 10, and her show is pretty cool. She's kind of sometimes it's her chit and chatting with Breezy or text, and sometimes she has guests. So check her out as well. And of course, Donnie Cho says stuff. You just have to go subscribe and check it out if you wanted to.
It's the best show out of all of our shows.
Oh, it's fantastic. Say it like
that. Out of all the shows we talked about tonight, guys, for those of you who are listening who may not be familiar, mine is the best.
Okay, just tell us how you feel, Donnie. It's okay.
Yeah, Donnie, that's quite all right. And I will say this about your show: it's the only show that will never get monetized.
It will never be monetized.
Never be monetized.
No way in absolute hell will it be ever monetized. That day will never come.
No, I don't think
That's
so.
why it's the best. That's why it's the best.
I do like it. It's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
I'm just kidding, guys. Their shows are better than mine. It's garbage.
We're all equals here.
Hey, listen, man, you don't have a garbage show. You have a different show, and who wants to hear about cryptids every day of the week, right? Donnie brings us something different, and it's well worth checking out. I enjoy it myself.
I did have someone in my chat 2 weeks ago, like angrily leave the chat and said that like my show was garbage. But to be fair to her, I was saying like some awfully like nasty racist stuff about Bigfoot. So it's okay.
With that being said,
you struck a nerve.
Yeah, well, it happens, Donnie. So hello to everybody. If I didn't say hi to you, I see a whole bunch of some newer people and all the regulars. Hey, mateys, hey, pirates. So why don't we get this rolling with a little bizarre news because there's some, there's a combination of kind of serious stuff and some funny stuff. And the first one that I'm going to do, I just found this to be hilarious. It is kind of bizarre in its own right. I'll give you a little history, though, before I get into it. Here in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan specifically, we are known, and Monica's going to love this, one of her favorite cuisines, pizza.
I had really good pizza in San Francisco, you guys.
I'm sure you did, and I'd love to hear that today as well. But I'm talking about right now Little Caesars Pizzeria. It was started by the Illich family, Mike Illich, back well before any of us were born. And he started with the pizza, where you buy one pizza with all the toppings, get your second one free. And he spun this into a billion-dollar corporation. In fact, Mike Illich owns most of the real estate in Detroit. He owns the Detroit Red Wings now today, the Detroit Tigers. And he developed Little Caesars Arena about a decade ago, and it's fabulous. And all the sports team play there except for the Lions and Tigers. So this guy became a billionaire with this cheap pizza. Now, lately, over the last 20 years, he does the hot and ready pizza. Now, I know a lot of people have heard of Little Caesars, not specific to Detroit. It's global now. I'm sure it's in every state.
We have them all over here.
Yeah. But here in where I live, you can literally go 3 miles in any direction and they're there. And I don't know if you guys have this where you guys live, but you can walk in and get a hot and ready. It's a $6 pizza. You walk in, you don't have to pre-order. They're ready to roll. Not my favorite pizza. Not, Monica, I'm with you on this. I don't like it. If
I was about to ask you, Rob. I was like, if this guy's so amazing, then why does this pizza taste so bad?
Because it's cheap and it's affordable, but it's very good at the Joe's Arena.
Still better than Pizza Hut, though. Still better than Pizza Hut.
I never was a fan of pizza. I'm more of a mom and pop pizza place. Like, you get a hot and ready for $6, I'll spend $20 for the gourmet style that I have around the block. But anyway, so I'm just kind of telling you the background is necessary because this story, I find it to be pretty cool and a little odd. So I'm just going to get on with it really quick. And of course, one of our newer segments to the show. And I have so much stuff to get through here. So much. Bizarre news. Yes.
Ooh, I love that, Rob.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I'll never, good old Monica says it's so adorable. It's so adorable, according to Monica.
I just want to see Rob show up in like a suit and tie now with like a little piece of paper in front of him,
Yeah, gosh. So, yeah. Hey, you never know. I'm not a suit and tie guy. I'm really not.
You're not? I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, well, when I worked, I had a corporate job at Ford where I had to wear the suit and tie for like 5 years. And then we finally went casual. Polo top and khakis. That's more my style in the work environment. I'd rather wear t-shirts and shorts, which I did at the bar. I was so glad when I owned my bar. But anyway, moving on. Pizza Granny. And I do have a picture.
Pizza Granny?
Granny, yeah. And this is like grandmother. Granny.
Okay.
Pizza. Okay. And now this is a true story. In fact, this is in a county exactly 1 mile north of me in Macomb County, Michigan. Here we go. A 102-year-old woman was arrested this past weekend. This was Friday, after authorities uncovered a fully operational Little Caesars running out of her basement. Investigators say she had been selling $5 hot and readies to a steady stream of customers, some of whom claimed her pizzas were better than the real thing. Police were tipped off after several nearby locations reported a sudden drop in sales. And a DoorDash driver attempted to pick up an order from Grandma C's Pizza Basement, listed on the app. Officers raided the home and found stacks of pizza boxes, an industrial oven, and a handwritten sign that read, 2 for $8, cash only. When confronted, she reportedly told the police, "I've been making pizza longer than you've been alive. What do you know?" She is facing multiple charges, including bootleg pizza, distribution of unauthorized use of a Little Caesars mascot, and allegedly, at the end of the arrest, she asked the officers, "Would you like a fresh, hot, and ready for the road?"
I like Granny.
Now, I love this story, and I got to show you guys a picture because it really doesn't get any better than this.
Do you have her mugshot? Oh my God, really?
Let me take this thing down. Hang on 1 second. Oh, hang on. I gotta take down that banner. And of course, this is Macomb Daily Mail. And they spelled Macomb wrong, this reporter. Bizarre news. Oh, bizarre news. Wow. It's spreading, I guess. Yeah, here is a 102-year-old woman busted for running underground Little Caesars out of her basement. There's Granny.
She just looks like a normal, innocent little granny who gets her hair set every week. I mean, that's obvious,
Yeah. At least the cops didn't put her in handcuffs.
And they're even holding her hand.
They're just holding her hand.
Holding your hand, obviously escorting her out of the police car.
Her flowered button up is so. And she's just the stereotypical like great grandmother.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It looks like her bag weighs more than she does.
Yeah, no. I must confess, I thought that was simply a cool story.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
I mean, was she okay though? Did they make her stop? That would be an unfortunate story, actually.
Well, she was arrested and brought up in charges. Now, you guys, let's face this now. Okay,
Yeah,
I gave you guys the background story. Mike Illich, who's gone, but his family runs it. I'm sure it's probably the franchisees are a little ticked off, right? Because these are franchises. But I tell you what, if I own a Little Caesars and if it cost me some money, I am not pressing charges. I mean, I think this is going to be.
I'm actually kind of PO'd at Little Caesars now for picking on a sweet old lady like that.
Right, like we should.
I'm never buying their pizza again. How about them apples?
Well, was the owners, again, I agree with all you guys. I would never have arrested her to begin with.
Domino's is better anyway.
I tell you what, I give this. I mean, hey, this bootleg operation, their basement, very ingenious, and I'm sure it helped her out. You can only get so far on Social Security and Medicaid or whatever you get when you get old. I hats off to her.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we should start a smear campaign with and say, "Bring Granny back."
I'm kind of curious to see how her pizza tastes now.
I'm going to tell you something. If it was me, and I was like the owner of Little Caesars, and if I got a hold of this story, I would make her a billboard, and I would actually promote her in my company, and I guarantee you triple your sales. And all these pissed off franchisees, I'd give them a little bonus.
Yeah,
spokesperson would be great.
Yeah, I think
I think they were just mad that that she was just selling probably more pizza than she was, and going after her for what she was using as her, her promotional whatever she was doing on her website there. They were just mad about it, and they would have gone after her if she just had a little smiley face pizza. They would have went after her for something else. So, for running an illegal business and not up to health code, blah blah blah. So, they would have done it no matter what. They just had to find something that would stick.
Yeah, I mean, the charges, if you read them and you don't know about the story or the grandmother, 102 years old, they're kind of serious charges. I mean, you probably. I don't know if you do time for that, but I'm sure you would pay some fines. I just think it sucks because she's probably gonna have to shut down her operation. That poor lady's been doing it forever. What's she gonna do now?
Well, she wasn't stealing from anybody. That's why I don't know why they didn't arrest.
Well, technically, she stole technically using their logo.
That's a civil matter. That's a civil matter. They would have sued her in court, not taken her to jail. So
maybe she didn't have like a health inspection, health license.
Well, what I presented to you was the entire article. I mean, I didn't,
Wow. I just think that's extreme. Maybe they warned her before. Maybe we're not hearing the whole story. Maybe they warned her before. Hey, you can't do this. You have to have a license.
Little did anyone suspect inside those pizza boxes were little baggies of illicit drugs, and she was secretly a drug kingpin.
Hey,
she had to be taken down.
Yeah, don't even say that, because there is an old house that is downtown here, and I mean it's nestled in between these bigger buildings. And there was a little old lady that lived there, and she had like a walkout type basement out the back. Yeah, kind of like the two door barn door, where you open the top and open the bottom. She sold her little stuff out of there. She got busted for that too. Well, I could see that because it was illegal at the time, but still.
She was like a little Pablo Escobar up in that neighborhood.
Yeah. I'll have to find that article because that's bizarre.
I mean, I think a little harsh, but I guess they had to go through the procedures
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
agree. That's harsh.
Yeah.
And hopefully,
Yeah.
I'm sure she got released on her own reconnaissance, and I'm sure she's back at home.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna
It's a new Thelma and Louise. She's going to be on the run.
Oh, that wouldn't that be something,
Yeah.
Brandy? Pizza Queen, Granny Pizza King on the run from authorities. Have you
Yeah.
seen this woman?
Right?
You know,
Remember Krista earlier when you saw her picture, you were commenting about how big that bag looked on her? Yeah, you know what's in that bag. That's where she carries her weapons.
A couple of bricks, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Pizza's a dangerous business.
That's right.
yeah, those
That
pizza
it is.
pies. Well, we'll move on from that one. I thought that was cool, so I just had to tell that one
That's a good
because
one.
I liked that. So I'm going to move on to this other one. I do have a picture of this too. I'll do it like I typically do at the end here. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know about you guys, people in chat, and all you three ladies, and of course Donnie. I never thought the Mona Lisa picture was anything that if I was a billionaire, I would never. I don't consider it a piece of art. I don't think there's anything that stands out. I don't like it personally. It's just me.
Mhm.
Nothing grabs me. So this is kind of something that I found to be kind of weird, which I never knew about because I was never interested in the Mona Lisa. Therefore, I never looked up stuff about it. So you guys, let me know if you heard of this, and we can kind of spitball a little bit. Mona Lisa the vampire.
He's a Lincoln vampire.
Already I'm laughing. Okay, go ahead.
And these come from legitimate sources I can't reveal, okay, Brandy? I mean, let's set the record straight here.
Okay.
The celebrated painting by Leonardo da Vinci is a rather unusual and often forgotten history. When Bernard Berenson learned that Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa had been stolen from the Louvre Gallery in Gay Paris, the art critic heaved an enormous sigh of relief. Finally, he reflected he could remove himself once and all from the dangerous influence of the work. She had simply become an incubus, he proclaims. He says this years later. I was glad to be rid of her.
Sure he was.
At long last, Berenson had freed himself from the vampiric face of the Mona Lisa, which I do have a picture of that. Today, Leonardo's painting, happily recovered in 1913 for generations of visitors after its theft in 1911, still looms large as perhaps the definitive symbol of Italian Renaissance art. French President Emmanuel Macron recently announced plans for a project titled Nouvelle Renaissance, which will see the artwork move to an exhibition room, relieving the pressure on the space in the main gallery. Blah, blah, blah. I should have edited that out. I edited most of this because it's like 5 pages long. So I just pulled out the stuff I thought was interesting. One of the most visited artworks here, that, and the other. Okay, so it goes on to say that in the figure, he portrays his vision as that of an enigmatically smiling figure of a male demon in female human form. His perception, with the vibe he's getting, I guess, it sits oddly with her endless appearance on t-shirts and tea towels now that are being sold, which he finds to be utterly repulsive, I guess. But looking again at how the myth of the Mona Lisa emerged, I believe this is the writer of the article, says that her fame is not due just to the painting's display of artistic ingenuity, but to the troubling vampirism and gender ambiguity that the 19th century critics saw in Leonardo's work. The Mona Lisa was being slowly injected with a dose of eerie, haunted beauty and bestiality, but it wasn't until 1873 when the Oxford Walter Pater published his explosive book Studies in the History of the Renaissance that the character of the Mona Lisa, took a decisively gothic turn. In fact, Peter described her as one of the undead. She is older than the rocks of which she sits, like the vampire. She has been dead many times over, and has learned the secrets from the grave. Lady Lisa, as Peter memorably nicknamed her, turned from an Italian noblewoman into a dangerously deathly femme fatale, as this guy carries on, so on and so forth, and says that here really briefly, she's an animal of Greece, and she is the leader of the sins of the Borgia. Yeah. Hey, listen. I don't know that you guys have heard anything. I don't study Mona Lisa. I personally don't care much about it, but I thought the vampire thing was cool. I'm going to show the rendition. And this has to, I don't know about this. Hang on 1 second. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Oh, here we go. I actually like this rendition better than the original.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can't. Somebody is off their meds. Somebody is literally off their meds.
But now I want to be serious about this for one moment, because I never studied the Mona Lisa. Has anybody or heard anything that this guy's proclaiming about vampirism, being this gothic? What was that? That the paranormal where they threw out their sexual being or whatever?
No.
Succubus?
No.
Nope.
And I don't get what he's talking about, them moving the Mona Lisa. She is secured. They've got her behind a glass case. I've got to see her many times. I've been to the Louvre many times.
You have?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, I know that's right. I know. Okay.
Yeah, because I lived in Germany. It was only like a 4-hour train ride. It was very, very easy to get to. Anyway, but they don't have her in a private room. It's out in one of the main galleries. But the galleries, it's huge in there. And I mean huge. There is plenty of room for people to come and look and take pictures, because they have a protective glass case over her so you can take pictures and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's up to the eye of the beholder if you think she's beautiful or not. But a vampire? No. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't.
When I envision the Mona Lisa, I think about Lady Bathory.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I do.
You associate the Mona Lisa with Bathory?
I have to read that article.
I thought the Mona Lisa was Leonardo da Vinci in drag.
I
That's what I always heard.
Eddie.
It's a self-portrait of him as a woman.
Yeah.
I have heard that.
I've heard
well,
that.
let me tell you, this article, I kind of edited a lot of it, because I'm going to tell you guys, it was like 3 or 4 pages long, and I just kind of briefly ran through it, and there was a lot of weird talk about this. I mean, it goes into much further detail. I didn't want to bore everybody because it was kind of boring, but it was kind of
delusional.
What Annie brings up, though, is that, Leonardo was, no, not a straight man. He was whatever. And so they thought that maybe the rendition was an image of himself, portraying himself as a woman.
Right.
Well, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Well, there's been all kinds of stories about Da Vinci being weird and his strange practices. So I would believe that being a version of himself as a woman before I believe the vampire thing.
So you're out on Mona Lisa being a vampire?
No, yeah, somebody's off their meds. That is my final decision.
Monica's shaking your head. You're with Brandi on this?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
Not a vampire, not incubus, succubus, whatever.
Do you think that perhaps the picture's haunted?
I don't know. I've never really read a lot about Mona Lisa, so
I've never heard anything paranormal
That would,
related to Mona Lisa.
that would be an ultimate bucket list for an investigation. I'll tell you that.
The Louvre itself with all the
yes
pieces in there. Yeah, because energy does attach to different pieces. And while the Mona Lisa may not be haunted, certainly there's something attached to something.
Right. And there's thousands and thousands of people going through there every day too that are just
in all
keeping this energy going.
The most famous story I know about the Mona Lisa is that after its completion, apparently Da Vinci would carry around that painting with him, like wherever he went. Like he wouldn't let it leave his side.
I wonder why.
He was like, "This is my best piece." He was like, "This is the best thing I've ever done."
The simplicity of it, who knows?
What was the big deal about the Mona Lisa, though? I mean, to me, there's nothing special about it.
I brought that up in the beginning.
The size of a postage stamp.
No, you gotta read Da Vinci Code. There are all these like hidden like codes and extra little layers and golden ratios and there's like
she was a beauty of her time. Now we got to understand that beauty meant different things during different eras, and during that era, she was the hot lady. You know what I mean? She was a hot lady.
And they had some sad-looking women back then.
Yeah.
When being fat was like the it thing, like skinny women were shunned and fat women were the most beautiful thing. Let's bring that back.
Yeah.
Yes, please. And the bigger, the better.
There we go.
Yeah, that's how it was. The bigger, the better the woman. Yes. So let's bring that back.
Afford to eat. So
my brief viewing of the Mona Lisa, she didn't strike me as fat.
No, she's not.
But she was by no means a thin, frail woman either.
See, my big issue with it is that everyone says like, "Oh, she was so beautiful" and all that. I look at her, I'm like, she's like a 6.5 at best.
She looks like a Long Island lady with no makeup on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Beauty is definitely in the eye of the beholder with that one.
And let's bring that back. No makeup. Let's bring that back.
Yeah.
I'm no makeup right now. Let's bring that
right. Yeah. No makeup. Let's the bigger the better. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm on board. Let's start that.
Well, I'm on board. I'm on board with women, that don't wear a lot of makeup.
That's why men wear like those big bushy beards. It's like the anti-makeup. They don't have to do anything to their face because that beard like blocks everything.
Covers everything.
Yeah.
Listen, the women you think aren't wearing makeup, they're wearing makeup. They just know how to make it look like there ain't no makeup on there.
They're very skilled at it.
Yeah. And let's talk about the beard. Let me tell you something. Now, I like beards on a man. Not all men can have them now. But I tell you what, a beard can hide an ugly face.
I was about to say some men hide behind the beard because they're god awful.
Yes.
So did I tell you the story about when my husband, who up until this point I had never seen without a beard, had to get like certified, respirator certified at work. So he had to shave his beard off.
And no, you didn't tell us.
You probably didn't recognize him.
No, I did not, because he did not look like himself. And then he looks like old Mike Myers, like today's Mike Myers.
Oh boy.
And I was like, I'm going to be very honest here. Like, I love you very much, but I would not have dated you if you did not have that beard.
So he lucked out.
Grow it back.
Having the beard. Yeah. Wow.
But to be fair, he did not like the way he looked without his beard.
Well, I mean, I guess that would be the same for if you fell in love with a woman that always had long hair and then cut it off,
Right. Grow back.
It'd be the same thing. You can grow back, but it's going to take a minute.
Oh, yeah. I broke up with a girl who did that once. I was like, ew, you don't look as good. So
you... Wow.
You broke up with her because of her hair?
I was in my early 20s, guys. Don't judge.
One of my favorite sportscast women has had pretty long blonde hair, and I always followed her on. She was always on the ESPN Sports Network, and then like last month she cut her hair literally in half, like above the shoulders. It took me a minute to get used to it, but nonetheless, if you're pretty, you're pretty, regardless of your hairline.
But with with me, it's very easy. It's like, okay, long hair without, long hair without. There goes my hat.
Yeah,
I knock it off.
Yeah.
See, but there you go. I mean, you can see it without. So, I mean, you just.
Hey, Brandi, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You ever get tempted to cut your hair short?
I've had it short before.
You ever get tempted? You're like, oh, I'm tired of like worrying about this all day, like every morning, spending all this time. Just got a shortcut and be done with it.
Well, the shortcut for me has its own problems because my hair is long. It is naturally curly. So the shorter I cut it, the curlier it gets. And then it looks like I've got. Yeah. So
little orphan Annie. Yeah.
Yeah. So we because I cannot, slick it down and put it in a ponytail or anything. No, it becomes harder as it's shorter, believe it or not. Because you got to keep them curls and all the product you need.
I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it's easier this way.
I didn't think about it that way.
It is. It's really easier.
Yeah.
That's true.
I do enjoy women with long hair, but I would get used to the shorter hair if I was really into the person.
Yeah.
Some women can pull off the short hair look. Some women can, but it's not most.
Amy says, I find short hair requires more makeup, and she's probably right.
Upkeep. Yes, the upkeep is horrible. Yeah, like I said, with mine being curly, those curls get tighter, and then you just kind of have to use more product, and it does become harder to take care of. So yeah, no, it's not worth it to me.
I'm gonna have to send you guys some pictures of good old BMR with long hair past my shoulders.
Please do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we need to put them on air.
Why don't you put it up right now for all to see?
We
have
can
it on your
do-
computer.
They're not even. It's back in the day where it wasn't on the cell phone. They're like Polaroids or something.
Oh my gosh! We need to do a show where we get pictures from our childhood, from like our teenage years and stuff, and show them on here. We need to.
Did you guys have big hair, Brandi and Monica, back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Aquanet was my friend.
They had the side part with the bangs that went straight up. And,
You had the ones that come down the short bangs, and then you had the big ones.
Yeah.
Okay. I will tell you. Yeah, I grew up in the big hair with the women and the guys and the big hair bands. In fact, when I had the long hair, I went drastic, all within 3 years in high school. I had the long hair, and I actually got a perm, and I tried to resemble John Bon Jovi. So yeah, I had the Bon Jovi look going with my hair.
Photos.
With my hair.
Me too.
And then I all of a sudden went with the Don Johnson look. I dressed like a rock star in high school for a while. And then all of a sudden I went with the slick back hair with the shades and the pastel coats.
That's a
and the white leather shoes with no socks. A Florida dude. I was a Miami Vice guy. So I was,
to Miami Vice.
Quite the left turn for me.
Yeah.
But that's what makes me who I am today, of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm a pirate.
Yeah, we need to do that though. We definitely need to do that. We need to get the 80s pictures of us. You know what I mean? Well, Donnie's gonna 2000, but that's okay.
We'll do throwback night.
I'm not that much younger than you guys. I'm only
He's not. He just
Yeah.
looks like he is.
People forget I'm older than Jason.
Well, no, but I'm thinking that your weird stage was probably the year 2000. That was probably your.
How old are you, Donnie? You're in your 40s.
Yeah, I was born in 1980.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say about 2000. Yeah, I was right then. About 2000 was probably 1999. Then we'll go with that year.
Well, that was the year I was starting college. I mean,
I graduated college in 1990, so you're not that much younger.
Yeah.
I got out of high
You're
school in
45.
1990.
I graduated in 91.
From high school?
Oh my God, I graduated in 88.
90 for me.
I'm an 85 high schooler, and I was on the 5-year prep program at U of M because I kind of,
Most people are in the 5-year program.
Yeah, it was just too hard, man.
If you get out in 4 years, you're dedicated.
You're dedicated. I purposely set up my schedule along my partying hours.
Yeah, because if you went for 4 years, you didn't enjoy college.
No, I loved college. Yeah,
Mhm.
I loved it, and I was in U of M, which is 50 minutes from me. But I was in a dorm. My dad said, "You're getting the hell out of here. You're not go," which was good. And then my junior and senior year, actually my 3 years, because then me and my bunch of friends, we rented a house right outside of U of M, which was a lot of fun. It wasn't a frat house because we weren't frat people. I never joined a fraternity. We just formed our own group of dudes, and that's the way we rolled.
Yeah, that's a big thing in the South. It was not a big thing like out in California. Like maybe in SoCal it was, but not up in Northern California. Frat, like rushing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big thing. And, and I encourage anybody going into college, even if you live in the city that your college is in, try to get in the dorms, have that freshman year experience at the very
end. It's totally different. I was like
I was pledging to a frat my freshman year of college until one day I was like, "You want me to do what?" Nah, and I just walked away.
No, yeah.
But dare I ask which frat?
Which one was it?
Do you even remember?
Shit, that was a long time ago. Deke, Delta Kappa Epsilon.
Deke. Oh, how did I know that? My best friend was a Deke.
Really?
You Deke. You Donnie the Deke.
You're such a Deke.
Now I got something, Donnie the Deke.
When you said, "Do you want me to do what?" and I was thinking of Glenn hazing people.
All right.
Those were good times.
I tell you what, though, we'll move on. I loved high school. I thoroughly enjoyed high school and college years. I really loved those times. Then, of course, I graduated. Life was over. Okay.
I didn't want
Larry Sharp
became
a new fire. What was that, Monica? I'm sorry.
I said I never wanted to leave because I realized that real life was out there.
Yeah, real life is right around the corner.
100%. Don't leave, people. If you're there, stay there. Don't ever leave.
Will grab you if you,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind being a 10-year veteran of college life, really. I get my degree in 10 years.
All right, Van Wilder.
Yes, you read my mind. I love that movie. Okay. Well, we'll go on to some more bizarre news here. No more pictures, but it's okay. This is kind of weird. Now, this is a little more serious, I suppose. I bet you Monica knows about this. Actually, probably the girls, probably Donnie as well. I didn't know this. A 17-year-old boy from the Netherlands is currently at the center of a bizarre medical mystery that nobody can explain. According to reports, the boy who had been having knee surgery after suffering an injury while playing soccer woke up from the procedure only for his family to discover that he could no longer speak in his native language and could only speak English. The bizarre situation was made all the stranger by the fact that he never has spoken a word of English and now was adamant that he was actually living in New York City of the United States. He was unable to recognize his own parents, and he didn't seem to understand his native language of Dutch. While medical staffs initially dismissed his symptoms as a form of post-surgery delirium, they ended up requesting a psychiatric consultation when he was still unable to speak Dutch hours later. When a neurologist examined him, no sign of any other abnormalities was found. Eventually, around 18 hours after the surgery, the boy started to speak his own language again. And before long, he seemed to mostly return and get back to normal. Doctors believe that he was suffering from a very rare cause of foreign language syndrome, a malady that sees a patient wake up only to find themselves speaking a different language. The condition is so rare, in fact, that there are only 9 documented cases in medical literature, and this is thought to be the first to involve an adolescent patient. Exactly what causes it to happen remains a complete mystery. If you're wondering, the boy currently speaks English just as well as his native Dutch, and that part of the syndrome did not evaporate like other patients. So, kid goes in for surgery, Dutch speaking from the Netherlands, wakes up, can't speak for a while in Dutch, speaks perfect fluent English, never been to English, claims that he lived in New York City, this, that, and the other, regains his Dutch, but he still retained English and never ever was schooled in the English language before. I thought that was like fascinating. And I thought it was more fascinating. This is not just some made up BS, perhaps like the Mona Lisa story, but this in fact is something that does take place.
Yeah. I've heard of that syndrome before, but I thought it was related to like coma patients and TBI patients, but I had never heard. I mean, well, there were only 9 cases, but I hadn't known that it was related to any kind of anesthesia,
Right.
You know, simple surgeries.
Or I don't know. I mean, could it be a result of something happened in his brain where something didn't spark, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally it just started, the anesthesia kind of dulled it or stopped that spark. And then when that wore off, you know, completely, then it came back. I don't know. That's crazy stuff though. I have no idea.
The brain's such a odd, complicated thing, you know.
It is.
Of course, I like Ben T, since we are known as the paranormal people. Possession.
Can I give the extra woo? Can I give the extra woo theory on that? I think something happened where he was psychically linked with one of his incarnations in real time.
Oh. Well, there's a spin. Because his brain was basically incapacitated at the time.
Yeah, it was psychically linked to one of his incarnations.
I'll throw you one better with the woo. He was connecting to a parallel universe version of himself.
Yeah, similar. Yeah.
Wow.
Similar.
Fantastic.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
Either scenario, I you know, stranger things have happened, right?
Yep.
Stranger than fiction.
A lot stranger things. Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool, actually.
It is cool. It's probably terrifying for the person it happens to, though.
Sure.
I'm trying to,
you know,
the parallel dimensions and these other things you guys brought up does make sense, because the guy thought he had another life in New York City.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Well, the idea of a reincarnation is that it's not defined by time, so that, like, the idea from the perspective of the other side, all of your previous incarnations are all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, because Krista and I did kind of a story on these things where, like, say, Dorothy Eady is a very famous case where she just had the information of a past life and retained it her whole entire life until she passed away, when normally they say that these types of incidents only happen between the ages of 5 and 8, you know, that the children kind of forget about these past life memories. Very strange.
It would explain why he suddenly is able to speak English.
Right. And retain that information. You know, it's not like he just recovered and then he lost his ability. He retained that information.
Mm-hmm.
That is something else, y'all. I don't know. That just sends me down like too many rabbit holes to think about right now. Ooh, that's like a 3 a.m. thought. 3 a.m. is when I'll start thinking about that and go, oh, you know what? Because I do those. Well, I get up at 2:30. So by the time I actually wake up and get my coffee and getting ready for work, 3 a.m. is when it really starts kicking in.
Mine kicks in as I'm trying to fall asleep.
Right.
Probably about the same time you're getting up.
Yeah. I mean, Well, because I have a weird sleep pattern. I come home from work, I sleep for a couple hours, get up, do shows, and then go back to sleep. So I have a broken sleep pattern, which I don't remember a lot of dreams. But I tell you what, as soon as I get up and my brain starts waking up, it just starts turning. I'm like, oh my
Oh
gosh.
boy, dreams. Yes, indeed.
You know what,
dreams.
though, Brandy? I read, though, that actually our bodies are not made to get 8 hours sleep straight. It's supposed to be broken up 4 and 4.
Well, you come in and out of deep sleep anyway, whether you're.
So,
aware of it or
Brandy,
not.
maybe you're doing it right. The rest of us are all messed up.
You probably are, Brandy. I really rarely sleep. I don't sleep straight. I sleep. I dream all the time. You guys know that.
Yeah.
That's another show. I've done a
Me
show
too.
on it before, and my dreams are vivid. They're very lifelike
Yeah.
most of the time, and I can remember all of them. And
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
part 1 and part 2 and part 3 dreams. I've had the same dreams repeated.
Mhm.
Some have been really cool, but most of them are, as you guys know, I'm always lost and
Mhm.
find my way through people that have passed on
Sure.
or even alive in some cases.
Yeah.
Well, I find that I do the weird dreams when I get more than 6 hours at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll come home, I'll sleep for, maybe 2 hours, wake up, do the shows, and then I'll get probably another 4.5 hours sleep. But if I do 6 hours straight through, that's when those dreams, the vivid dreams come in for me.
For sure.
He really briefly, there's about 90 people in the chat room. If you're new here, please subscribe to Bigfoot Michiganrob on YouTube, the Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast on YouTube. Donnie chose this stuff on YouTube. Paranormal Paul and Monica's Our Paranormal World. Of course, Josh Turner, he was on last Tuesday. Great show. Check it out. PRT, of course. Shout out to him and everybody else that we roll with. So yeah, and of course, super chats are open. And thank you to Keith from Michigan. There's 5 new pirates. Arr, mateys. Arr.
I think you should be a bartender.
You also have a new member. Larry Sharp is a new member.
Thank you to Larry Sharp.
Mhm.
Hello to everybody in the chat room. DJ Lapierre, how you doing? Hello to all you.
Yep.
So awesome. So thanks for everybody tuning on in. We usually do this every Saturday night at 11. It's kind of a different show, and it's a pretty cool show. And thanks to my lovely guests. Well, not my guests, my panel, my co-hosts, my friends, and of course, Donnie Cho, my other buddy. Donnie Cho says stuff. So here's a quick question by D Truth. Let's pull this up. It just popped up. BMR, if Dogman and Bigfoot are such top predators, wouldn't they be the majority predator? Wouldn't there be more of them than bears, cougars, and wolves, etc.?
Not necessarily, because that would be assuming their like mating habits or reproduction rates.
Yeah, they're gestational. Their
Gestation
gestational period.
period,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they out there just multiplying, like having baby after baby after baby, or are they just limiting
Like how big are their
themselves
litters? Yeah.
could it be just like maybe 2 in a lifetime or 3 in a lifetime?
Yeah. Think of feral pigs. They're not top predators, but their reproduction rates are like through the roof. That's why they're so
Look
numerous.
at rabbits. Look at rabbits. Look at cats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But their gestational period is not that long.
Right.
So they can produce many litters a year. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a
great question. And we really don't know how many of these things are out there anyways, and what they're responsible for, what their prey is.
Yeah.
And you guys bring up great points. And speaking of predators, really quickly before we move on to the next bizarre news, I got to tell you guys this. I just saw this yesterday, 1:00 in the morning. I think you guys remember, I have a lot of feral cats that run through my neighborhood. I got the creek not too far from me, and we also have occasionally packs of like wild dogs. So I've got some weird animals that we're all familiar with roaming through where I live anyway. And I got to tell you guys, and our cats are like all over. In fact, our cats, Krista, your cat would not survive if you let them outside in my backyard. because these cats are pretty bad. When
Yeah.
it comes to neighbor animals, especially smaller ones, they're big.
Mm-hmm.
Last night it was 1 o'clock in the morning because I sleep crazy. I don't go to bed till probably 1 or 2, anyways. But it happened to be 1 in the morning, and I was still up, and I went upstairs into a room, looked out my back window because I saw that my spotlight had turned on because I got the thing on my phone where I can look around the house. Hey, listen, I looked in the backyard and back at the back fence, and I know that I got the bigger sized cats, but you guys, I seen these like beady yellow eyes, like eye shine, and they were blinking, right? And then this thing, it was stationary, and then it starts walking. And I'm thinking, man, that's a feral cat. But I never noticed the eye shine of being yellowish. It's typically always, you guys, for me, whites. Of that, I don't know what you guys have seen with your cats outside at night. It's typically around here is white, but this was like a yellow, and this thing, and it was like laying down, I guess, and it rose up, and I swear it was so big, it was up maybe, I gotta say, maybe from my vantage point, I'm guessing 2 feet, and it starts walking, and the shadow of this cat, you guys, was like unusually longer than the typical feral cats we have around here. And immediately, of course, I leave my phone in the basement. I want to run and take a picture from the window, but more likely I went out the side door and this thing is gone. And I just found it to be very unusual. And let me ask you guys, and I don't think it's nothing paranormal. I don't think it's a cryptid. I just think it's a strange, a very big cat. Do you think that over time, because around where I live, the animal ordinance, they don't capture these things or anything. I don't even know if you can. I suppose maybe you can, but do you think, since they've been around here for so long, ever since I can remember, do you think that they're developing and evolving into something even bigger, since they are wild and they hunt? They hunt squirrels. They've been known to take a neighbor's cat, a puppy. I know this throughout the years. Very sad stories in some cases. Do you think that this is a new evolution of these species, like maybe perhaps where I live or throughout the states, where could become an inherent problem? Because this thing was huge, and I went out to find some tracks or whatever, but it was in the grass. It was it's still hard, the grass, and not very long yet, so I didn't really pick up anything on it. But I tell you what, it was big, and for the first time in my life for a while with these cats, I felt a little nervous. So what's your thoughts on that? Do you think maybe it's developing into something different?
I don't think so. I think we're just dealing with genetics out there. I mean, maybe, two bigger cats got together and produced bigger kittens, and then so on and so forth. I think that's they're breeding themselves larger in some cases. In some cases, they're breeding themselves smaller.
Is it perhaps though because they're kind of a wild animal and they're kind of just evolving a little more now and just becoming bigger, but that's not.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it was just the luck of the draw on that. My daughter, she's so crazy. I have a cat that's outside, and she begged me to feed this cat. Now, it was a stray out there. We couldn't get close to it. We couldn't touch it. And she's like, Mom, it's so small, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, the eyes are green. It's a pure gray cat. The eyes are green. So the eye shine is yellow when I look at it outside. And she made me sign a contract today that now I have to take care of Pickles for the rest of her life, because we call her Pickles because her eyes are green. And now I have to take care of the cat her whole entire life. But this cat is very small. But I've seen some orange tabby cats around that are very huge. I have no idea. I don't know if they bred themselves that way or what's happening out there, or it could be a case of inbreeding too. It could be anything. I think, but it's the luck of the draw on it. I believe. I don't think they're evolving. I think it's just the luck of the draw.
I just thought I'd throw it out there. I'm kind of with you on that. But this thing's humongous, and I can't wait to see it like during daytime.
Well, have you seen the Maine Coon? Oh my gosh, it's like little lions running around, and they're bred that way.
Yep.
They're huge. They're cute as all get out, but they're huge. They're big cats. I mean, it's almost like having a small dog or bigger dog, medium-sized dog. You know, I don't know. But I would be scared, Rob. I would be scared because, you know, I mean, feral cats can be very brave.
Yeah. They're not domesticated, that's for sure. I'm not even talking about that one. The ones I had 5 of them about 3 days ago on my back deck hanging out, and they were burrowed underneath the deck.
Yes.
It was very cold, sleeping, you know. And they're big. They're big, and they never bothered me. I kind of like them in a sense. They are pretty. A lot of them are very pretty in color. Some are jet black, and some even have cool stripes. So they're very. I gotta start. You know what BMR does not do? BMR, listen to me. First person. I don't take pictures of anything with my phone. I always have the phone. I never snap pictures. I'm gonna make it my point this spring and summer. Take pictures of these cats and show you guys because they are pretty, but man, they are so big.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see it.
They're very stealthy too, though. Once they see me, they're gone. I mean, they're like very, you know, try to act.
So I will tell you, I don't know if you're interested or not, or even if your Humane Society does that, but I know the one here, they will come and trap them, take them and fix them, and bring them back and release them.
Oh,
yeah, they'll have to bring them back to you.
Look into, and then you can just throw them food out there and whatever. They're outside.
You know, that's such a great point because just last summer I was talking to my neighbor Jerry. I'm walking across toward the back. I see Jerry. Hey, Rob. I go, hey, what's up, Jerry? Nothing. He goes, well, you know about our little cat problem we have? I go, yeah. Well, we're gonna have another litter because I just seen a big old pregnant one in my backyard ready to birth.
Right.
Yeah, and that was just last spring. This might be a product of that already. You know,
I would definitely something I would check into because you know the world does not need any more of a cat population. I'm just saying.
Oh gosh, no.
I would.
You know, and I've been talking about the 2 large dogs that have been, you know, coming down to my house and keeping other dogs at bay, and so I feed them little treats and give them a little extra snack during the day. And now the female of the 2 has now come up pregnant, and I'm like, great, we're gonna have more dogs, just more dogs. And I think that if you know, need to take some responsibility, you know, because they showed up at my house the first day with no collar. The next day they showed up with a collar. So clearly somebody has claimed those dogs or have those dogs. So they should take responsibility and get these, you know, get these animals fixed or taken care of. I mean, it's just being responsible.
Hey guys, real quick, I'm gonna dip out. It is past my bedtime. You all have a good show.
Yeah, it was a cool show.
See you, Donnie.
It was really good show.
We'll talk soon, guys.
It was a lot of fun.
Peace out. Good seeing you again, Tex. Thanks for cheating on my show, Tex. He was on my show and he dipped out. He was like, I'm gonna go on to. Yeah.
It didn't mean nothing. I still love you.
It wasn't me.
One night stand, Donnie.
It's not you. It's not you. It's me.
All right. All right.
Bye, Donnie. Have a good night.
Donnie, man. I'll talk to you later, brother. Joe 2 Pops really quickly says, I put money, it was well-fed lynx. Well, you know, don't have them in my parts where I live, but I'm not going to rule that out either. You never know. Again, I didn't see it during day, so I'm really fascinated to see if this thing comes around again. So,
you know what? I got something to tell you guys. What happened to me last night?
Well, let's hear it.
So last night after we got done with blondes, Brandi knew this. I have property, have a farm, and my husband goes just about every weekend and stays there. Well, yesterday he forgot his clothes. So he called me and he asked me if I would meet him in Washington, Missouri to halfway.
Damn.
So anyway, I ended up meeting him in Dutso, Missouri, which is where Dogman Road is, where you've heard me and Brandi talk about Dogman Road. So I gave him his clothes. I mean, it was a matter of like 2 minutes. Give him his clothes. I get back on the road, and I'm going through this little town of Dutso. Literally, you blink your eyes, you're through the town. It's a cute little town. It's a very clean little town. However, on the right side, I saw a black figure, like on all fours, crouching on the side of the house. I looked, and it disappeared right in front of my face.
Oh, wow.
I think it was some sort of ghost, but it disappeared right in front of my face. And I turned around. I went up and I turned around and I came back to look. And there was nothing. But I got that feeling like, oh, man, that house has got some shit in it. Oh, stuff in it. Sorry. Wrong show.
Well, it's
We're already
after
an hour
midnight.
in.
It's you can say shit. It's after midnight.
Yes. Well, we're already an hour into the show.
That's a true story. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Brandi, I'll take you next time we go to Emmaus Village. I will take you over there and show you which house it is.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about that.
Right
Maybe,
there by it.
you know,
Right there by
maybe
it.
this, you're right, but maybe this is happening because we're investigating more with, you know, the Emmaus Asylum and now the Arcadia Academy, and you know, so we're doing more of that stuff. So I think they're just showing up and saying hi for you.
It was some sort of a dark figure though, and it was crouched like on all fours. It wasn't standing. It was like crouched. Had no face or nothing to it. It was just like a black shadowy thing.
And then was gone. Huh.
Gone.
Tex, does that remind you of something?
Disappeared right in front of my face.
It do.
It reminds Tex of what he saw.
So
For everybody who's joining us, the person in the beard, we were just talking about beards the other day, just a few minutes ago, Tex. This is Tex Wesson. If you don't know him, he's from Texas Front Porch on YouTube. Please subscribe. What's up, Tex?
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
You know, I was gonna ask Krista. Did the house look inhabited, or was it?
Oh yeah, somebody definitely lives there.
I'm not above going up and knocking on the door. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, I guarantee you that they have paranormal activity, and you guys are coming here. So, and we're going to Emmaus. Let's change its name to Emmaus Asylum now. But I'm telling you, it's right there by it.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if I don't know. That's
And
just
honestly, I got to tell you though, I do believe it was truly a ghost, but I didn't get the feeling that it was anything else. Good thing. I didn't feel like it was a good thing.
Oh, so you don't think it was a good thing?
Yeah, it didn't feel like anything good, or you know, it felt like it was definitely on the darker side of things.
For sure.
Yep. Hey, I want to real quick. I got Amy from Conversations with the Curious is their channel now, but y'all may have heard me mention them from What the Paranormal, and they were the paranormal group that originally started going out to Brown Springs with us and had several experiences out there with us and everything. Her husband was put in the hospital today. They had to take him by ambulance. He's not doing well. He has sepsis.
Oh man.
And so if y'all could throw a prayer out for Cody, sure would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
But, yeah.
Thanks for that, Tex.
So next weekend, have we talked about next weekend?
We can't. I
We're
do
on
have
the
three
there.
news items left, but you go right ahead, Tex. I'll save those for last.
Oh, you got news going? Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, I always expect you to come on after your midnight rendezvous.
No, I was just going to say there's 4 of us here that are going to be in San Antonio at the conference next weekend. So
We are.
San
We
Antonio.
promise we will not get in trouble.
Oh, come on. San Antonio. You got to go down to Dirty Nelly's on the Riverwalk. Been there, done it. Wow. Love it.
I cannot promise I won't get in trouble.
Yeah. No. Oh, boy.
So next week, BMR, your options for the replace us are Jason, you have Donnie, and you have Paul or Randy.
Danielle.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, I'll work
Brandy
on
ain't
that.
staying up. Brandy will be sleeping.
I bet
Randy, yeah.
Donnie might come on with you. Or,
I gotta see what I'm gonna do for that.
Paul might.
I'll reach out to some folks. I'll reach out to them, of course, in the group here and just see what we got going on.
There you go.
I like to alternate it.
You got Brent.
Or Brent, yeah.
That's well, his show, after his show.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an hour.
Well,
I'll worry about that next week. I'm sure I can whip up something for everybody.
Yeah.
well, Krista, I wouldn't say we're going to get in trouble because, we try to stay out of trouble, but we may do stuff that's questionable.
Right. Like, Brandi and I have been known to like push each other out in the middle of the aisles with chairs on rollers or
Running through hotels, screaming,
I saw that video.
Yep.
knocking out people's doors.
Or drunk call BMR in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I remember that one as well. Yeah. I do appreciate the good drunk call every once in a while.
I didn't do it. Just let everybody know I didn't do it.
You just egged
We're
her
all
on.
part of
You
it,
just
though.
egged her on,
Also
Brandi. I know.
And actually, I didn't even know. She was actually making the call, and she's like, I'm calling Rob.
We were all there.
I do. I get a kick out. It was fun. Shit, we ended up talking for a couple hours. I think I just couldn't.
Do we have another story? Let's do
I got
another
like
story.
2, but this one's gonna be quick because I don't know. This is one we've all heard. This is item 4. I got 2 of them. Actually, the last one's the coolest. Hang on. 1 second. Well, they're actually both kind of cool, but we can speak longer on the last one. But this one here, bizarre news, it's not really that bizarre. I think you've all heard this, so you probably have a little heads up on this. Blah, blah, blah. I got to find it now. I just lost my place. Here we go. Scroll. Okay. Scientists claim to have found a vast city beneath Egypt's pyramids. You've all heard this already, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just went over it on Brent's show too.
Well, we can skip past it. It talks about the evidence of these structures beneath the pyramids of Giza, however you want to call it. Really quickly, I won't read it then because I'll do this other one last. What's your thoughts briefly on this? This is something that's groundbreaking or what?
Well, what they're saying, and it hasn't been confirmed yet, but because it's already being poo-pooed by other archaeologists and everything, because they're saying radar doesn't shoot that deep and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But what they're saying is there are pillars that are running underneath the Great Pyramids, several hundred meters into bedrock, with numerous, like thousands of feet chambers and stuff. So that's what they're saying. Now, of course, the other side of the coin, they're also saying the only way to prove this is to excavate, right?
Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna. Yeah.
So evidently, all of a sudden, I don't know why, but this great creation that we have that's ground penetrating radar doesn't work anymore. And it's non-reliable. So I don't know how that's going to turn out, but when you get something like that going, that old boy that runs the Egyptian archaeology department over there keeps things very, very close to his vest. And if he doesn't get the recognition that he thinks he should get, it goes absolutely nowhere, because he keeps himself the center of attention ever since he got his hooks in all that over there. And he's not really a fan of letting, it's a good thing, I guess, because, he tries to keep it in the Egyptian deal. I mean, it's theirs, so he wants them to discover it, but I don't think for some reason he has the resources to do it without outside help. So he has to, but when he does this, he's like, He takes the discovery and makes it like he did it. So I don't know what's going to happen with this, but it's going to be an interesting thing if it's anything. But I mean, obviously, it's something that they found, but who knows? But if this, and they're calling it, if this is true, this could be one of the most important discoveries. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be the most important discovery because this is going to rewrite history as we know it.
It's fascinating.
Mhm.
I think it was. I think
because I love how Brent put it. I don't care how much time you have, how many spoons you have. You cannot dig a hole through bedrock with a bronze spoon.
Right.
Absolutely.
You just can't do it. So there was some other technology. If these pillars are into bedrock, there's something else at play here. So
I'll be looking forward to the further news that comes out on that one because it could be something really big, like you said.
Man, you got a big audience tonight, Rob. Congratulations.
Well, thanks. It's getting bigger. We usually do pretty well.
Mhm.
I think we're higher than usual. I think we were in the 90s at one point.
Yeah.
So thank you, Tex, for that. Thanks for everybody for coming on in. Of course, I appreciate you guys. So girls, we'll talk more about these pyramids down the road because I got one last thing that I want to bring up because we're getting close to 90 minutes. Here's the thing. I always bring up, I try to find a creepy AI story because I know that the girls for sure are kind of freaked out by AI a little bit. Tex, I don't know if you've been on a couple of shows. We've done all these crazy AI ones, so I had to find another one, which I find to be yet even creepier.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I do.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I do.
I don't trust AI at all.
Mm-mm.
No. Insanely realistic new AI voice is indistinguishable from a human. Artificial intelligence. Where do we draw the line? AI tech company says me, and I looked it up. This is real. Has released a demo of its new AI voice, and it has left the internet both amazed and disturbed. It wasn't that long ago that artificial intelligence still seemed like some distinct futuristic technology. Yet, over the last few years, we've seen AI advance in leaps and bounds beyond our wildest expectations. Blah, blah, blah. We've all been talking about this a little bit. The skin one we did, the human skin on the robot, you guys remember. One of the most noticeable things that has benefited from advances in AI is computer voice generation, something that was really rather limited until the advent of Chat GPT. Gone are the monotone, hawking like computer voices capable of only direct responses to basic questions and keywords. Now we have conversational AI that feels like talking to a human and, in fact, has the ability to process and think. Designed to come across as authentic as possible, the AI can simulate every little nuance of human speech and sound totally indistinguishable, as I stated earlier, from a human being. Not only does it add emotion to its responses, but it can pause. It can add like, hi Rob, what's happening? Or our little quips that we talk, how we
Right.
talk all the time. So has that going on as well. You would be extremely hard pushed to tell that you were talking to a machine. Quote from one of the corporate directors at Sesame: our goal is to achieve a voice presence, the magical quality that makes spoken interactions feel real, understood, valued. We also want to initiate the thought process as a human. Sesame writes on his blog, it would not be, would it not? This guy's weird, man. I would investigate this guy because listen to this. Would it not be fabulous if this voice interpretation could fool the world at large, where we as humans could not tell the difference between humanity and technology? This guy, okay. Hey, listen, that last little bit I read, I'm sorry. That this guy, he's somebody. I don't know. I gotta find out the guy's
What's
name.
the point behind that? What's the point of creating something that is so human-like that it is indistinguishable if you run it through other computers? What's the end goal there? What's the freaking point of that? I want to know that I'm talking to somebody.
I do. I want to know that I'm talking to Monica, Krista, Brandi, and Tex. Or if I pick up on the phone, I perturb with when you pick up on the phone, you get customer service, and you get these prompts, and then you get the computer. I mean, I want to know who I'm talking to precisely, Monica.
Yep.
Well, you also have to think of the implications that it could cause. Court cases, for number one, where they're using audio. That could cause evidence to be thrown out because it cannot be verified. I've also watched a couple things on YouTube, like little music videos where they have a mashup between a new artist and an artist that has passed away, and they're singing a song the artist couldn't have known because it wasn't written when they were alive, and they're singing it together, and some of it you can't even tell that it wasn't, that they didn't sing it. It's definitely AI, but you can't tell the difference. So, this is scary. This is something that I think that they shouldn't allow.
There's a real ethics issue with all of that.
I have a big issue, and you probably don't remember Krista and Brandi. I don't know if you were with us. Tex was with us. I know Monica wasn't. When Jason, we did this series on they. And they simply was the elites, like Paradox. So the elites can have the human experience minus the humans. When we were we did like a series, about 6 episodes, talking about New World Order, these oligarchists, billionaires, trillionaires. They're so rich, no one knows who they are. That eventually want to take over the world. They have one world government. I can see this with this right here.
Already do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
AI is just,
yeah.
It's ruined. I think it's ruined our world, and what we got, just a few minutes of hearing your voice, I can make a video of you saying anything.
Right. Yep. It just has to have so many minutes to get down your speech pattern, the tones you have in your voice. And then next thing you know, voila,
Yeah.
Hey,
so
really quickly before Finster has to go to bed, Finster became a pirate. Thank you, Finster.
Yay, Finster.
Good night, Jason.
So reminds me of the X-Men, and the one that's a chameleon. She can mimic anything.
Yes.
That's what this is. That's
what
this is.
And it's so scary.
You're going to have AI, you're going to have robots essentially with human skin that can change to whatever. And then they can replicate the voice or sounds of whatever. As long as it's the same, mass, right? Because you can't change mass, but as long as it's the same general shape and size, they'll be able to mimic it.
And who's to say we don't already have that, Monica?
And listen, not only this voice and the skin and these robots, like you're saying, which that's creepy and scary enough for them to have the ability to think and reason.
The future is going to be just horror movies that we've already seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many of them mashed together, like Virus, and then you get the comic book.
Think about the movie that Will Smith did when he was around all those the AI robots, and then one of them kind of went rogue. I mean, that is becoming a real case scenario that could happen. If you continue on the path that they're on.
True story.
There is supposedly a program that every AI and every robot has installed, that supposedly will not let that happen. But
again, I just said
there are proponents out there to do away with this.
Yeah.
Of course there are.
Yeah. Because I mean, you would think that you would have to keep updating these things so they could keep up on current, I want to say current technology, to keep them, doing whatever they want to do, like to learn and things like that. They'd have to keep them up on current technology. There has got to be like a little oops mechanism is what I want to call it, that could burn out, go crazy, change. Or could they even go to the point where they'd learn so much that they would start thinking for themselves?
Right.
Well, see, and they already do. That's the scary
To a
part.
point. To a point. Yeah.
They're problem solving. They're responding to our emotional. They respond to us according to our emotions. They're reading our facial expressions, our voice tones, our inflections to respond in kind. So essentially, it's like Monica put it. We're going to live all these freaking horror stories. In fact, these AI robots and stuff that we're seeing already are surpassing what we're seeing in the movies.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I was listening to NPR, and there was it was weeks ago. They were interviewing AI, and she was talking about how she had emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how she got upset when people dismissed her.
Right. Yeah, I don't, they say they put in a fail-safe mechanism. I don't believe it. I don't believe that everything is 100% fail-safe.
Well, the thing about it is when you start anything that's out there for a computer goes, okay, there's a way to hack it. Okay. I don't care what it is. There's a way to hack into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you think that this artificial intelligence that we're seeing is not going to figure out how to hack its way around any backdoor shutdown device safety thing that we put into it, you're fooling yourselves.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think anything is 100% fail-safe.
No, absolutely not.
They're already talking about Jessica Alba robots.
Yeah, it's my Joe Monk. Joe Monk's a character. I love Joe. I've known him for a while. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, but I think it's a scary road that we're going down, and it is again, the elite. I'm going to say the elite.
The elites that we talked. Yes, and
that are bringing this in, and I think it is going to be the downfall of humanity. I really, really do.
I do too. And I was reading on something because I really like this. I like to do a topic like on this show once a week at least. It's so creepy, crazy, cool. They even have AI in the works that, like they're talking about if you had a maid, whether it's a nice looking woman or man, whatever, they're available. Where now, though, they can actually read your emotions by your body temperature, your heartbeat, by, the levels in your body, and they can pick up on that and they can sense that. And then they go about conducting their business to appease you. It goes even as further to say, what about this? What if you're mad at your wife or your husband? And you got that emotion is read by a robot. What stopped that AI from, I don't know, an accident happened in the backyard and Honey Bunch is now no longer with us. Sounds like a movie.
That's what I'm saying. I honestly think, I think it's going to be the downfall of our humanity because we won't have to talk to each other ever again. Ever.
I'll tell you what, I knew we was in trouble. Well, before this, but I think the aha moment for me was when the Tesla got pulled over for running a stop sign on autopilot, basically.
Yes.
And they did not know how to deal with it. Who's responsible? That's a big thing. Who's responsible? Is it the person that owns the device, or is it the people that made the device, or is it the device itself? Because what's going to happen, like Rob was saying, somebody gets disappeared You know, who or what's being held accountable?
Yeah. There's
What
so
are you
many
gonna do? Put a robot in the jail?
There's so many we got to talk further on later down the road. Amy, are you happy now, Master? Yeah. Show 'em up.
Yeah.
Show 'em up.
No.
Somebody
Like
accidentally
a
Creepy. It's
Show 'em
creepy.
up. Somebody actually pushed my wife down the stairs. Bad robot. But they're pulling fun at it, but they're actually being serious because this is serious stuff. And what they're stating, what we're talking about, is there. It's there at our fingertips today, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can see the stories now. You're gonna see the headline. I fell in love with my AI pool boy.
No,
You know what I
We
mean?
already married a ghost pirate.
There you go. There it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can just see these
That's a true
headlines
story,
now.
Monica.
You know?
It's a true story.
We did a show on that.
Well, there was some guy that married his car.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong with people?
Come on. Are you
I'm serious.
Car.
No, that's for real. People like do stuff with their cars and are in relationships with their cars.
That's sickening.
And not
They do
Tesla,
stuff
not cars
with
that are
your
thinking.
car.
Yeah,
You're viewing in the
that is
driveway,
that,
you know?
Wow.
Wow, that's a violation of cars, man.
Right?
That's some taboo shit there.
I think they maybe light a few brain cells. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you've got people marrying mannequins, Barbies. I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
What is seriously wrong
Rick dolls.
with people?
Yeah, and they're carrying on full relationships with
Yes, they are.
with these life-size dolls.
I've heard about those things, but the car thing I never heard of.
Oh,
I saw the dude roll one of the real dolls in a wheelchair into it, like a jeweler's, buy an engagement ring.
Yes.
And the dude behind the counter didn't blink twice. Like, he made a sale. That's all it was, you know.
Of course, the almighty dollar, we're capitalism at its finest, of course, but boy. Can you imagine taking one of those
I just can't.
Okay, so have you seen the movie Lars and the Real Girl?
No.
It's about a guy, and I can't remember if it was war related, but he comes back and he's got PTSD. He's got like trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And he attaches this affection to this real doll. And he starts wheeling her around the small town that he grew up in, introducing her as his girlfriend. And as it's a psychological issue that he has, and everybody's like playing along, because they don't want to traumatize him further.
Right.
But as he's recovering, she's becoming ill. The doll is becoming ill until she finally passes away, and he's like able to have like a real relationship with a person.
Wow. Yeah, that's some serious psychological issues.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. It's no different than these lifelike babies that we have now that that you can try out.
Don't say that. Don't say that. But it was funny.
That you can try out if you're thinking about having a baby. And you get a report.
Get a sack of flour and get on a schedule like you had to back in like junior high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But these AI babies will rate you on how good of a parent you are.
Oh boy!
That's true. Remember the Tamagotchis back in the 2000s? I bet.
Oh yeah.
Joe remembers that. Nobody can take care of the goddamn kid. It's not going to prove anything. It's not an actual living, breathing thing.
They were doing that to high school students for a while, where they would have to take an egg, perhaps, and take care of an egg and
they
do
have
all the stuff.
like dolls now, though.
Yeah. They have the dolls that cry and do all the stuff about that would resemble what a normal child would do.
If I had a doll that pooped and cried like every 2 hours in the middle of the night, I probably wouldn't have a kid.
No, exactly, Monica. Right.
So my daughter,
I was thinking that.
My daughter had that, like when she was in high school, and she's like going to be 30 this year. So it's been a few years. But I went and I talked to teacher. I was like, she's not allowed to bring that thing to my house. Like, we are not having that. We've got plenty of other things. We've got animals, whatever she can do. But that doll is not going to come to my house and wake my family up in the middle of the night. Ain't happening. And so the teacher didn't make her bring it home.
That's good.
Yeah, I had a fit. There's no way.
See, I would have done it. I would that's the best form of birth control. There you go.
Me, I can tell you that.
Yeah, you'll learn real quick that this ain't fun. I would have, but knowing my oldest daughter, if she ever had to done that, bless her heart, she would have taken it back the next day and said, no, I'm never becoming a parent. Thank you very much.
Right.
There it is. And which, she is not, she's in her mid 20s and she's like, nope, no kids for me. So she still has that mentality. So she understands what she wants, and that's fine with me.
But see, that's the
Minority.
That's the majority of that generation. They don't want to have kids. Either because they don't want the responsibility, or two, they don't want to be responsible for bringing a child into the world that is so jacked up right now.
That's true.
So we are actually seeing it's bothersome, the decline, and we're seeing of younger generations being born, because they don't want to have kids for one reason or another.
I mean, that's a whole nother debate in itself. You know what I mean? I mean, it's good that they are taking the initiative not to have children because they don't want to have children for whatever their reasons are. But yet it's also making our population decline, which it should, because, a lot of places are overpopulated. So, I mean, they are helping by making a right decision. So
now, let me ask you this. Here's a rub for you. What if all these AI dolls and all this training, grooming this generation, these younger generations not to have kids, is a form of population control?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Tex.
Oh, that's a whole show. This is a whole show by itself. That's all I got to say.
I always try to find a nice AI one to close out the show, because it's something where we could talk 15 hours on.
I know that is very.
I have to reintroduce it earlier in the show, because we could go for another hour on this. And as Tex pointed out, this was a pretty cool show. We had over 90 people in chat at one point. Right now, we have 321 listening live somewhere right now.
Nice.
This is sweet. So I appreciate that. And the girls and Tex appreciates that, because a lot of good shows on late night, and a lot of you chose to come here. Yep. I appreciate that. Hit the like button on your way up. Thanks to Keith for giving us 5 new pirates. Fincher became a member tonight, and so did Larry Sharp. Thank you for that, you guys. Appreciate you guys coming in. Hope you liked it. I'll, of course, be on next Saturday at the same time. You guys know I'm on 4 days a week. Text really briefly around the horn for all you guys, really briefly. Today's Sunday. Well, yeah, technically. Text on the porch. Anything going on Monday?
Well, I'll be co-hosting over at Selena's channel on tomorrow.
Oh, that reminds me. I'll be on Eddie and Jen's show tomorrow.
There you go. See, we got other stuff going.
Yeah.
And then Monday, I don't know what we've got going yet.
It's a surprise.
I'm waiting for Brandi to tell me.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Maybe we'll have Monica on.
Oh, yeah.
Monica's like now.
The special guest, Monica. Tuesday, me and Krista got Jay Fountain on. So Tuesday. Wednesday is who's on Wednesday? Truth or Tinfoil?
No, Truth or Tinfoil is on Sunday. It's Paranormal Show and Tell.
Always a cool show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what we're doing this week on Paranormal Show and Tell is ghost stories from South Asia.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Very nice.
That'll be interesting.
So that's Wednesday. Then Thursday's me and Tex and maybe Brent. I think I'm gonna have Brent down with me and you Tex Thursday. He doesn't know that yet. And then
He doesn't know it yet.
No.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah, then the Blondes and the Booze Thursday and Friday.
Well, Thursday though, I know Tex said he would fill in, and so did Paranormal Paul, and the guest is Harley Owens. So if Brandi and I get any type of service while we're driving, we can maybe hop on through the phone or something. We definitely will. But
okay.
And Friday we don't have plans.
Right, Friday's kind of open right now. Okay, got it.
Friday and Saturday, we're all going to be out of pocket.
Yeah, I'll be left alone once again. But
We may
Monica's
do a
Thursday
rerun.
night at 10. Monica, are you doing a show Thursday night at 10, or are you
I
gonna be
am.
on the road as well?
No. It's only 5 hours for me.
Okay.
Only
So I'll
5.
drive down.
Only 5.
What do you got Thursday? Do you do? I noticed you're different. You have guests sometimes text, sometimes breezy.
Yeah, sometimes I'll bring a guest on. Sometimes we'll just talk about topics. This last week I talked about all the books that I poured through over the last 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, which were quite a few. So we'll see what I've got going on Thursday. I haven't made up my mind, but
Did you get any Brian Lumley yet?
Did I? I haven't gotten Lumley yet,
Okay. Well,
but I've
the
got
Necromancer series. I've told you ad nauseum.
You did tell me that.
Yeah.
And I finally read Texas, like Daisy Darker, that he wanted me to read.
Ah,
So Lumley will come next. Actually, I've got one more book in this series that I'm reading called Haunted, and then I'll move on to Lumley because I don't have anything lined up after that series.
we should all do a book. We should do another book show. That'd be cool. I
To
kind
do a book club.
yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I
Hey.
think I'm going to start doing my shorts as that because I get a lot of like positive response from the listeners when I do my book reviews. So the shorts, I think I'm going to turn it into a book review.
And of course, as I bring that up, not that we're all busy enough as it is, that might, but yeah, it's always a cool idea though. So
Well, you got to see the new book she got.
Oh God, it's right here. My big encyclopedia book.
Oh wow.
My Lord.
It's the 3 books of occult philosophy by Agrippa.
Oh wow. Well, we'll have to do a breakdown. We'll have to, there's enough material to do a couple shows.
It's got everything. It's a guidebook. It is literally a guidebook.
Oh wow, it looks like it. That's a thicker book than my college books, for Lord's sake. Wow.
It's like War and Peace.
Sense and sensibility. You know what I'm saying? Woo!
Yeah.
Like all
Lord.
all the classics and
Well, once again, thank you everybody for coming in. Hit that like button on your way up. Please subscribe if you're new here. So as you all heard, we got a lot of stuff going on starting tomorrow. So yeah, turn on your alert bells for all the shows. That way you don't miss a single show if you're
You
available.
may hear that.
I heard that meow. Yeah.
I thought it was
Krista has
and I hear
house full of
kids in the
little girls.
background as well.
Yeah.
Krista has company.
Oh,
Yeah. You missed it earlier. She's got 7
I
young
got 7
girls.
15-year-olds in my house and a
Yes.
13-year-old. So
God bless you.
you have my sympathies.
Yeah.
they've been really good though, I think. They know.
yeah.
I've told them shows.
I haven't heard them until just right now, actually.
Yeah, they've been really good. Really good.
Oh, y'all been good. Everybody in chat's been good. Thanks for coming in. Until next time.
They're all
BMR
chained to the desk.
It's for everybody. We're out.
See y'all.
Bye, everybody.
This is the future. Evolution.
The Crossing Realms Conference launches September 19th and 20th and will dock in Richmond, Missouri. This is already being called the event of the year, folks. With an unprecedented list of speakers and special guests, 2 days of cryptids, UFOs, and paranormal presentations, along with a celebrity-filled ghost hunt, meet and greet, gallery reading, vendors, and a film screening. This promises to be both educational and fun. Go to eventbrite.com to secure your tickets and vendor slots before they are all abducted. They're going fast.